Hello, good morning to you and welcome to Business. Government will within the next 2 weeks begin the disbursement of funds for stimulus package promised industries in the 2017 budget. Minister of Trade and Industry Alan Kwadwo, who announced this, said more than 200 potential companies have already applied to receive funds from the package. In an interview with Joy Business after inaugurating a ministerial advisory board to advise government on issues of trade and industry, the minister said the stimulus package is part of government's policy initiatives to revive defunct industries with the capacity to creating employment for the youth.
As part of initiatives by governments to revamp local industries, a stimulus package for existing but struggling companies was introduced in the 2017 budget. Minister of Trade and Industry Alan Kwadwo hinted the current administration is committed to fulfilling all promises made to the private sector, hence the decision to roll out the initiative. He disclosed that more than 200 private sector businesses have applied and going through the process of accessing funds in a few weeks. He made the disclosure after inaugurating a 13-member advisory board for the Trade Ministry.
The medium and long-term objective is not to continue feeding state enterprises with stimulus support, but to turn them over to the private sector.
It's been 6 months since the new government. When are we going to have this stimulus package? Private people have been asking us, when is the stimulus package coming? We are in June.
We've started rolling it out. All those who expressed an interest in participating in the program, they can give you the status report because they've been invited for discussions in respect of their various companies. So unless you had applied for participation in the package, you may not quite understand what has been going on. But I can tell you, for example, that under the stimulus package, we have almost 290 companies that have already expressed an interest. They have been profiled. They've gone through a diagnostic exercise. They've been profiled. And so within the next couple of weeks, we would then start the disbursements based on what we found out in the diagnostic.
Confirming to Joy Business, President of the National Chamber of Commerce and Industries, Nana Dr. Apiaje Dankawoso I, who is also a member of the board, noted some members of the chamber have engaged government on the stimulus package plan and hopeful of receiving funds to support their operations.
That is true. The ministry consulted us to come up with a list of companies that are members of the chamber that are viable but distressed. And so in that response, we have sent the list to the minister, and so they are considering some of these companies which are very viable but distressed.
Other representatives of the board are from the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, Private Enterprise Foundation, PEF, and some individual entrepreneurs.
Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta is hinting of a special fund to make agriculture become a leading contributor to GDP by 2020. Launching the 10th anniversary of the West African Center for Crop Improvement, Ken Ofori-Atta mentioned government has also committed $1 million for the construction of a specialized agric university in the country.
Ghana's agric sector has become a key area of concern following its dwindling fortunes for some time now. It is against this backdrop that the West Africa Center for Crop Improvement has launched its 10th anniversary with the aim of projecting the agric sector through science and technology. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta revealed his ministry is committing $1 million for the construction of what is expected to be known as Africa's most specialized agric university. He believes this will go a long way to address the challenges facing the sector through scientific research.
Let me start the ball rolling by pledging from the Ministry of Finance, Education. I may take it from your budget, but $1 million. For the completion and furnishing, I just saw, oh no, I think they wrote 1 million Ghana cedis, but hey, I have mentioned $1 million, so be it. Which I hope will help with the completion and finishing of the Waki multipurpose building. And I hope and expect it to become a hub, the greatest center for plant breeding education in Africa and the world, and attract funding as such.
Touching on the issue of food insecurity in Ghana, the Agric Minister, Dr. Owusu Efriakoto, stated that government is considering making the country a seed economy through the passage of the plant breeders.
Only 11% of maize farmers use improved seed. The 89% or so use traditional seed, which they've used over and over and over again. In spite of that, this country is self-sufficient in maize. And the wonderful thing about these statistics is one thing. The traditional seed gives you something like less than half a ton per hectare. The open pollinated can give you up to 3 tons per hectare. The hybrid, as we know it, can give you 6-7 tons per hectare. But what he is telling us, they can do 9 to 10 tons per hectare. Have started with this major season. Now, the spearhead of that is what we are calling the planting for food and jobs, by choosing something like 200,000 farmers across the country, all the 216 districts, and focusing to make sure that they have the seed, the improved seed for 5 main cereals: rice, maize, sorghum, soya, and some tomatoes and other vegetables.
That's all in business for now. Thanks for your attention. Join me again at midday for more business stories. My name is Emmanuel Apuaji. There's more ahead. Don't go away.